I grew up in the city, and in the city we had a sewer system. And now I live here in Texas, in this beautiful space is a little piece of my front yard, and I don't have a sewer system. Here, when we flush the toilet, the poop goes into my yard. There's a little tank over here on the side that I'll show you right now, and when I flush the toilet, turn on the sink, run the dishwasher, and anything that happens, any water that drains from the house drains into a concrete container in my yard where it just sits and does whatever it does in there until the time comes for it to be cleaned out. And so I don't really like to look in there. Like, I don't think anyone would. It's definitely a place that I want to just like forget even exists, yet it's there. And so every once in a while, there is this red light that goes on the outside of the house. Here, I think I can even show you. This red light comes on when the poop water has come so high up that it moves the little arm to sound the alarm system. All of a sudden there's a red light that shines at the house and a buzzing alarm that goes off. And it is telling me, you know, that area of your yard that you don't like to look at, there is a problem there. Now, this is a lot like emotion. We talk about emotions, feelings being indicators. They're like the red poop tank light that can go on. Is that sometimes that red light goes on, I feel an emotion that I don't like. The same as the light. I don't like it when the light goes on. Usually I'm like, seriously? Like right now? Like, oh, gross. For some reason, it's kind of embarrassing. Like, I don't know why, but if I'm like, oh my gosh, the neighbors are going to see it. They're going to hear my alarm. They're going to know something's wrong with my poop tank. And you know, all of these thoughts come in, which are just really strange. It's very similar when I feel a negative emotion like fear or anxiety or shame or guilt or regret. It like pops up in here, and I don't like it. I wish that it would just turn off, and I don't want to feel it. So if I think about what happens when the red light alarm goes off on the outside of the house, one of the options, which is such a strange option, is there is a switch on the side of it where I can just turn the alarm off. Like literally, turn the light off, turn the sound off. I could just turn everything off, which is so crazy, because as much as I don't like the alarm, who would want to turn the alarm off when there's something wrong with the poop tank? Because then there's going to be poop in my yard. That's not something that I want to deal with. And so it's just kind of funny to think about how often I do that. When my emotional red light goes off, I think like, well, maybe I could just turn it off. Maybe I could eat something sweet and delightful. Maybe I could just watch a movie on Netflix. Maybe I could engage in one of these buffering strategies, buy something on Amazon, do something that just turns the light off, which is just really eye-opening to realize that when I do that, when I feel a negative emotion, it's basically like pretending my poop light's not on. This is not a good strategy. So the key shift here is to start looking at your emotions, the feelings that come up, as indicators. They're indicators of your thinking. And so we think like, oh yeah, what's our goal? Well, my goal is to be happy, to feel happiness, peace, joy, satisfaction. Well, of course, because if I'm feeling those things, it means that my thinking is clean. I'm thinking thoughts that empower me. I'm thinking thoughts I'm thinking thoughts that cause me to feel joy and peace and love and be okay with my surroundings and be happy, grateful about the place that I'm living in and what's going on. Now, if I'm feeling shame, regret, fear, guilt, lack, or even just blah, that's an indicator also. It's an indicator that I'm thinking thoughts possibly about the exact same circumstance, the exact same life that I was thinking thoughts that were causing me peace and joy and love. I could be thinking thoughts that are causing me regret and shame and anxiety. And so I want to go check on those thoughts. And that is really just the key that I want to share with you today, is to start looking at the emotions that you feel when you start feeling those things. Those are the red light indicators of what's going on in your poop tank. So when you feel that negative emotion, when your red light comes on, you want to be very cautious about your action if you notice that you're just going over and turning off the light. Because if you're just turning off the light, the poop is still coming into the tank, and it's not going to be long until it overflows into the lawn. Much better idea to find out, why did this light go on? What thought am I allowing to drive my life that's causing my red poop light to go on? That's the end. Hope you have a great day.